This week on Dishing It Out, we visit Riva restaurant, located in beautiful downtown Scituate. Riva is known for its intimate European bistro-style dining area. Although Riva has been around for over a decade now, the kitchen still produces cooking of the highest caliber. Executive chef and owner Mike Tondorf introduces us to one of Riva's most popular dishes.
Bon appetito. Hello, my name is Mike Tondorf. I am chef owner of Riva Restaurant down here in Scituate Harbor. And today I'll be making one of Riva's most popular, famous dishes, the braised short ribs. So right down here I have flunken meat, which is a part of the short rib. It's the boneless part of the short rib. What's great about this meat is the marbling on it. Right, you can see how the fat is equally distributed. It makes for a really nice braise. So I do a pretty standard type of marinade here. I just do some garlic, some rosemary, some salt, good amount of salt, and some pepper. Throw a little touch of extra virgin olive oil in there. So over here, it's gonna get this thing jump started. Get a really nice pan. The thing that's nice about dealing with stuff with a lot of fat content in it is that you don't really need a lot of extra oil for the pan. Just as long as you get it nice and hot. So here we go. Now, as you can see, this was kind of a dry pan, but because it's being so hot, the fat is getting distributed out of the meat. So we'll let that go for about, I'd say 2 minutes till you get a nice sear on them. All right, now that I got it flipped, I'm gonna add in some onions. These are just julienne onions. Just take an onion, cut it in half, and slice it up. I'm gonna kind of let this do its thing. So we're at the point where we're pretty close to being able to pop this thing in the oven. So I'm putting, I'd say about a little more than a cup, maybe a cup and a half in here. About a cup and a half. You know, and the big thing about Italian cooking is, you know, drinking the wine that you cook with. And it's a big concept here. So the last two things that will eventually go in there is this veal stock. So here we are with the veal stock. I'm gonna add about the same, maybe a little bit more. And then right here we have crushed plum tomatoes. You don't want to go too heavy because we're not building a tomato sauce. The tomato really helps for balance, a little bit of flavor, adds a little bit of acidity to the dish. I'd say for this amount, I'd say about 3/4 of a cup of the crushed tomato. So now that we got this up to a boil, we're pretty much where we want to be. I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to transfer something, transfer this to put in the oven. It's a little bit more conducive for the oven, and then this goes right over the top. So that's about where you want to be. You don't want to have to cover it all the way. The liquid, what they say traditionally is that you want to cover it about 80%. All right. So now we're going in the oven. We're going about 325. 325 for about 3.5 hours. You want to check it, pull it out, take off the tin foil, put a fork through it. You'll know it when it's done. So we have the braised short ribs that are finished, they're cooked all the way through, nice and tender. We pulled them out, we separated the beef and the brodo, and now we're putting the components together to send the dish out. We'll fire her up. Here's some of the brodo. We're going to cover the brodo. I'm going to cover it, and it'll probably be in there for about 7 or 8 minutes. As you can see from the original state, they shrink up a little bit here, and that's just a lot of the fat getting cooked out of it. So it becomes a lot leaner after you braise it for that long. We have cream thickened with a touch of flour, and this is our pasta sauce. We feel they really balance each other out well. 90% of the pasta we do here is all homemade. there's certain types of pasta that we just can't keep up with the volume. As you can see, we're a very small place, but you come in here, get raviolis and lasagna. That's all hand-stretched pasta. Pasta's ready to come out. Get all that water off there. Into the cream. Give it another little blast. I like to finish this with a little bit of pecorino toscano. Get that butter in there. The butter adds a nice sheen to it, thickens it a little bit. And who doesn't love butter? I put the brodo down first. We like to change our menu seasonally. We have a solid crew. The couple of guys that work in here have been here for, since it opened. That was 12, 13, 14 years ago. So it opened in 2000. Our general manager, Daniela, she's unbelievable. She's been here since day one. Nico, who's in the back, has been here since early times. Mary Ellen, Francisco. We have a solid crew. And we like to hear people's feedback, and it goes a long way. Then I finish it with a little bit of local microgreens. Sometimes I use chives. Today you get microgreens. And then you have it, Riva's braised short ribs. Bon appetito.